Hey everybody, this is the first Jedi Review live presentation that I've done yet. It is totally a test, and I can understand if you don't think it's really that great. But given that I have fallen behind on my reviews, and there's just so much that comes out during the summer, I thought I'd take an opportunity to bring on my special guest here, a young up-and-coming Jedi. Who, if you go and you watch on on the Wood Audi channel, you will see how his test went. But let's talk. Oh, let me get a couple things out of the way. I want to give shout outs to a couple people. If you haven't subscribed to Catherine Kaufman's channel, you definitely should do that. So, Catherine Kaufman Medium. I just did a show with her on my Shufer Karyaga channel. You will be able to see that today or tomorrow. And I did that show on Monday about Kentucky archaeology and all that. And then I'd also like to mention Jolie Productions, Jole Productions. Guys, you've got to get the Bosnian Pyramid DVD. Hey, why don't you go and turn the volume down on that music over there? Just hit the minus button. That DVD is probably the only way you're going to see inside that pyramid and what's going on anytime soon. The media has done such a good job of locking that all down and presenting a narrative to move things off. Lee Pennington is a Kentuckian here. He went to the thing, and he goes underneath it, and you get to see what's going on there. So don't just trust whatever you read about or hear about. Actually, buy the DVD and see it. I definitely gave it, let's say, a 4 out of 5 stars, considering it's kind of an amateur type production, and maybe the video quality should have been HD. I've talked to him about that. Modern DVDs, he's got to go HD. So obviously no Marshall fists on that guy. So let's go backwards, because my memory, I might not remember everything. So we just watched, it's a review for me. It's a first view for him, the Marvel's Captain America Civil War. What did you think of that movie?
I thought it was pretty cool and harsh at the same time.
It was harsh. Why was it harsh?
The Avengers finding themselves.
Oh, you didn't like that?
No.
No. And what do you think? What did you think of the plot? The spoilers, in case anybody happened to be. What did you think of the plot?
The plot was that.
Tony Stark ends up. His parents were killed by the Winter Soldier, even though the Winter Soldier was under control, and so he took it kind of hard. What do you think of that?
Don't really think it was very good when he knew about
Did it make you really sad?
Yeah.
So it was a very effective movie in telling you why there was a civil war, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree. I think that a lot of people, they criticize that movie, and they also criticize Avenger 2, which, if you like the first Avengers, pretty much the second one is almost exactly the same. The formula for Civil War was not too bad, in my opinion. And so, to me, I don't understand the complaint. I feel like, people are comparing it with a comic. You can't include everything from the comic. They got the basics down, then they created a reason. Then by the end of it, you see something. I thought it was pretty compelling. Zemo was a kind of a weak bad guy, because you knew almost nothing about him. So he's mysterious, but probably more people wanted to see more about Zemo. It's kind of like, Zola. We end up seeing him in a computer. These movies, all of them, from this one to Wonder Woman, everything, they've got to do a better job of actually developing these bad guys, because they are the villains, let's say. They are underdeveloped, and then they're killed off. Ronan, anyone? So when you have a character as good as Ronan and you kill him off, I just don't see it. And then they'll bring back a character nobody even remembers. I mean, I was sitting there in the beginning of Civil War trying to rack my head as to who this guy is, and I'm like, oh yeah, in Winter Soldier he got a building fell on top of him. Tear. Not really. So it wasn't that was a strange thing, but I liked the movie overall.
Yeah.
So we'll give it what do you say? We'll give it a 3.5 out of 5.
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 out of 5. It's not bad. Marshall fists, probably four Marshall fists out of 5.
Yeah.
There's some good fight scenes. Yeah. You think, is it believable Captain America beating Tony Stark, Iron Man?
I'm thinking
50-50? Yeah. Well, he broke his heart literally, right? All right. So what else did we see this summer? You just saw Despicable Me 3. I didn't see it. What did you think?
Thought it was pretty goofy.
Was it goofy?
Yeah.
Was it as good as the first and second one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Pretty good.
About the same?
Yeah.
Is it better than the Minions movie? A lot of people thought the Minions movie wasn't very good.
I think every kind of movie is good.
You think every kind of movie... Well, he's a bad reviewer then, isn't he?
Every kind of movie.
Well, when you're this young, every movie is good. You can see just about anything. You know, speaking of which, so let's see. He is a review for me, obviously. He just saw Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So did you like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids more, or did Despicable Me 3 more?
I gotta say, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Right, so this is bringing up an interesting point. A live action film with old technology, no computer graphics at all, just green screen. And it's just clearly a better movie, don't you think? I mean, there's a magic to the movie, there's a lot of imagination. You get immersed in the environment. It's just the greatest thing ever to see, even at my age, to see these giant grass stalks and the giant cookie, that giant cookie, and the giant scorpion. All these things were pretty out there, right? I mean, that was a lot of fun to watch.
I like it how they made a pet out of an ant.
Yeah, what a fun thing to have, a giant pet. I'd be afraid it'd bite me in half. But, so you liked Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You think it's I think it's a better film. I would say that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is easily a 5 out of 5. It holds up the test of time. What else? We saw the entire Indiana Jones series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about the Indiana Jones series? Which one was your favorite one? So you had Raiders of the Lost Ark, you had Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Last Crusade.
You like Last Crusade?
Yeah.
Did you like the part where you had to cross that bridge?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and all the traps and stuff?
Yeah, there was no bridge. He believed. He stepped in air. There was a bridge.
There was a bridge. Was that like mind blowing? You were sitting there thinking, "There's no way. It's not possible." Plus, then also that entire movie, right? They have the tank scene, right, where he's like fighting on the tank and stuff. That was pretty cool. Yeah, and did you like Sean Connery, the guy who played his father?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny watching the two of them play off of each other. Did you like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? What did you think about the nuclear explosion, the refrigerator scene in the beginning?
That was pretty funny.
It was funny, yeah. Was it ridiculous?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little ridiculous maybe, but it's still pretty fun.
Fake people, real bomb.
Yeah, fake people, real bomb. So yeah, I thought that the Indiana Jones series is really amazing. What did you think about it versus, say, you saw last year? You saw the Back to the Future trilogy. Which one do you like more?
Indiana Jones interests me more,
really?
I'm gonna.
That's hard to believe,
go
right
on
there. That's
Indiana
a big
Jones.
'80s battle. Okay, all right. So if you go Indiana Jones, how about Indiana Jones versus Star Wars? That's a huge battle. That's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you want to be like an archaeologist, right? You really.
Indiana Jones has a whip and they have lightsabers.
Right. Well, they're so Jedi wins, right? That's why this is the
Could break
Jedi
his whip in
review.
half.
Yeah, I could just cut it right in half. What else did so we went and saw? Oh shoot! See, it's already forgotten the name. I took you to see that comic book movie, generic number 2, a comic book movie. What was that thing? Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2. What did you think of that?
I thought that was also cool how they went inside a god.
Oh, inside Ego, yeah. You know, in the comics, he's not really a celestial. He's actually just a living planet, and you can see his face. He's like the size of a whole planet, and sometimes he makes his body. I thought it was an interesting plot twist. I'd like to know what you all think on the treatment of Ego, the living planet. I was just so stoked to see that he made it into a movie. I had no idea he'd be in the movie, and so I thought that was actually a lot of fun. That movie, to me, was very funny. It was very creative. It was very pretty, very colorful movie. Plot was a little forgettable, right? Let's be honest, it just wasn't that amazing of a plot. You don't sit here thinking about it days later or months later. Yeah, I probably think about Ultron a lot more than I do about the plot of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Character development for the main characters, off the charts. An unbelievable job at writing those characters and really fleshing them out. And I'm surprised that some people actually died. Spoiler alert. So I liked Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah, I
It
liked
was
it.
probably not as kid-friendly as advertised. So, I think it was fine for him, but for my 5-year-old, maybe too intense. So for those out there who are wondering whether they should let their 5s and 6-year-olds watch it, I probably wouldn't do that, but 7-year-old, they're going to see way more intense things in the
I
future
like
anyways.
Groot.
Yeah, well, who doesn't like Groot? I am Groot,
I like
So,
Groot.
all right, now, and then going back into, he didn't see this one, but Wonder Woman. I wanted to comment on Wonder Woman. That is a good movie, people. You've got to see Wonder Woman. You've got to support movies that are appropriately feminist without man-hating. This is a movie where, contrasted with Rey in The Force Awakens, you have a woman who is not perfect, who is naive, who needs a lot of hand-holding and doesn't think she does, and yet you are 100% with her going through the end. There are some weaknesses. Everybody is right. The villain development for Ares, it's just not there really. You actually kind of like the guy, and you're like, oh, he's got a lot of good points. That's always a bad thing for a movie with villains. It's nice though that she comes out on the right side. Spoiler alert! So that she makes the right choices. You are sad, and it brought a tear to my eye. So there's a little bit of movie magic despite all the CG. And I think that people have got to give Wonder Woman a shot if they haven't. That being said, I also think that they should have given Assassin's Creed a shot if they haven't. So, take it all with a grain of salt, whether or not you believe me.
Didn't I see Wonder Woman?
Did you see Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I saw Wonder Woman.
Oh, well, I'm totally wrong. What'd you think?
It was pretty
Harmful
Yeah,
to you? Or you mean on the screen you saw a lot of harm?
on the screen, and it was also pretty cool.
Yeah? Did it make you
Yeah.
sad?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, maybe maybe I shouldn't take him to that one. Okay, well, anyways, Wonder Woman, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. Martial Fists, I'll give it about a 3.5. The choreography was pretty decent. And Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Volume 2, I'm going to give probably, I think probably a 3 out of 5. There are a few things that I would like to see improved, and Martial Fists, only about a 2.5 out of 5. Anything else I want to review there? No, I do want to do some reviewing of some things I've seen on YouTube. Professor Live channel, taking off a little bit, and keep your eye on that guy. He's might be making kind of a second resurge in his career. I'd like to see more humility from the guy, but he can play ball, and he could still play ball. That's the thing that's amazing to me, is that he could still play ball at his age, and he looks so young. So an impressive feat from a kind of a basketball Jedi. And so that's a channel I would look into. And what else have I been into? Of course, mostly a lot of archaeology stuff, Egyptology, scripts, hieroglyphics, and all that kind of thing. There's nothing to review in that nature. I don't want to talk about politics. I'm just going to just keep my mouth shut about politics. There's nothing positive for me to say. I am frankly disgusted with the entire situation. I'm disgusted with the... everything from the various shootings and the court trials to how everything is going in the Middle East, the space programs. Nothing seems to be going the way that we would like to see. I am not really surprised by that because America's passed from possession of the great to darkening the light. However, I want to say that I am very positive right now. I am overall very happy, and I think that people have got to take time to step away from their Facebook and their BuzzFeed and Reddit and everything else and get some perspective on what's real, what is important in life. I've been doing camping, hiking, visiting locations, family reunions, all the good stuff of life. That's what matters. I hope that you get out there this summer and you enjoy it. It's a good thing that I haven't been having the time to get on here. Right? Does that make sense to you? It's a good thing that I'm doing what matters in life, rather than just investing in the same old thing. I'm sure I'll get back into watching and a lot of things. I haven't even been listening to my Game of Thrones audiobook. I'm on the 5th book. So there are better things in life than this little box. And there are better things in life than a big giant screen. And I hope that you go out there. Don't forget to try and see some movies in the drive-in theater. These drive-ins are closing down. On one of my trips to Catalog, I came across 2 drive-ins that were closed. And one of them they were deconstructing. I actually got a photo of them taking it apart. That's sad. It just breaks my heart. Now, it actually does bring a tear to my eye. But you have anything you want to say before we cut off this?
No.
No?
I did want to say he does have a lot of hidden destinations.
Yeah. If you're a Kentuckian, and or maybe you're from one of the surrounding states and you want to vacation somewhere that is cheap, affordable, but still beautiful, and it's certainly enjoyable, go to Hidden Destinations in Kentucky map. You can load it on your phone and load it in your Google Apps, and you can actually just navigate right to these locations. We got waterfalls that you can swim in. We got caves. We got arches. We got rock climbing. All the things that you can need. No beaches. I mean, we used to have the Boonesboro State Park, but they've closed that beach down. So, there's nothing there in terms of regular beaches. I guess you could go to the Cave Run Lake Beach or some of the other lake beaches, but there's no substitute for the ocean, right? But other than that, Kentucky has it going on. Don't underestimate the options here, and I'm really glad that you put a little plug in there for me. I love you, man.
Love you too.
All right, we'll see you next time.